Well, that's what we've been saying, and many people have treated us as if we don't know what we're doing. We told you from the beginning that you cannot use the majority to suppress corruption. The panel found that there was a prima facie evidence that the president must be referred to the impeachment process, where a transparent process will be canvassed for the voter to make a decision whether this is worth being our president or not. And even if the impeachment says the president must be removed, then that's where the vote comes in. The vote cannot come before the facts are canvassed publicly, especially if there is a serious prima facie evidence referred to impeachment process by the panel. We are very happy today our constitution has won in this constitutional court, and it is very unfortunate for those other judges who wanted to defend an individual and then use the majority to suppress rationality. We can never allow a situation where the majority is used to suppress rationality.
Mr. Malema, Mulukumloto here from ENCA. Parliamentarians are lawmakers, and one would have thought that they would have had a proper understanding when they decided to vote against that particular report. What should we make of this, wherein they are now being corrected by the court on a law or a rule that they would have put in place?
Well, when you've got clowns in the majority, what do? The clowns that call themselves the majority. That's what happens. You have a situation where people refuse to think. People refuse to reason. I mean, the same occurred when we're debating VAT. They wanted to take a vote because that's what they're used to. And when they were being taken through the law, they refused to listen to the law. They refused to interpret what the law says, and the court had to remind them again, this is what the law says on matters of VAT. So people use their majority to become unreasonable. And that's why we are saying, and that's what we've been saying throughout, even under President Zuma, every decision must meet the rationality test. And we told them this is not, how do you say, the panel says with the former Chief Justice, there is prima facie of wrongdoing here. And then you say we can use majority to suppress corruption. They must be ashamed of themselves. And we want to say, Mama Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, wherever she is, she must be proud of herself, because she acted alone against her own comrades, because her conscience was very clear. She was using the conscience as guided by the then Chief Justice, that parliamentarians must be guided by their conscience and not by the party line.
The order is very clear. The impeachment committee must be set up.
Yes.
How soon, from your point of view, do you think it ought to be established?
I think the chief whip of the EFF, because she's not here, she should have written by now to the speaker to establish the impeachment process immediately, because we cannot wait for any longer. We've been waiting for too long now. The impeachment process must kick in with immediate effect, and that's what we're going to demand. And let's see the hand of the DA, which was with us when we're saying let's impeach. Now that they're eating bananas and apples, let's see if they will be able to talk with a full mouth.
How do you foresee this impeachment process being set up, Mr. Malema, particularly from a legislative framework from Parliament? How do you see it being constituted, knowing that there is no outright majority of any party right now in the National Assembly?
Well, we've constituted impeachment processes before, and then allocations to the impeachment committee will be determined by the numbers the party have. We've got an ad hoc committee now, and we're able to proceed with numbers of different parties that are represented in Parliament. That's how we are going to do it. It's just that the impeachment process is got investigative powers. The president has got to come, has got to sit there. He can't send any minister. And then amongst other things, we're going to demand that the impeachment committee must go to Nkandla. We want to see where those people opened the hole, or how they opened the hole, how did they sneak in and steal the money, how did the money come in. All of that nonsense that was said by Reserve Bank, by SARS, by Public Protector, all of that nonsense is going to be exposed, that they were using those institutions to protect an individual and not the constitution of our country.
Shannon Merrick's CBC Africa. Mr. Malema, there's a saying, it's cold outside the ANC. Today it looks like it's hot inside the EFF. You've won in court, in the Constitutional Court. How do you feel? How's the weather in EFF after this positive judgment?
Well, we've always made it warm outside the ANC. The EFF, it can be an irritation to all of you. But imagine where this country would have been without the EFF. It's not for the first time that the EFF comes here to rescue this country from the corrupt, from the people who abuse their power and abuse the office they occupy. You must be proud to have the EFF, and everybody must say, this is a party I want to associate with, because this party, it might have a rhetoric of the left, but it respects the Constitution. It uses the Constitution to the best of its ability. It stretches the law to make sure that South Africans are protected from those who have power and want to abuse that power for their own individual benefit. How do you tell your bodyguard to go and investigate crime that is committed in your farm? That is abuse of power. You must go to police station. All of us, there's nothing special about Cyril Ramaphosa. When there is a crime committed in my house, I can't send my helper. That bodyguard is a helper. He's not charged with the responsibility of investigating crimes in Villa Villa. There is a police station there. But because he thinks he's above the Constitution, the police station is too small for him. It's too big. And therefore he sends his bodyguards. All of that, all those bodyguards, all those helpers who were at the house, they will be there in Parliament to give their side of the story without being intimidated by police, without being intimidated by anyone.
Mr. Malema,
looking into the merits of the case, because this judgment here doesn't speak to the merits of the case of the prima facie evidence of wrongdoing in the violation of section 92 subsection 2 subsection D of the Constitution, the Prica Act of the country. Will you be looking into the merits of the case of this matter, of whether the president violated the Constitution?
The impeachment process means exactly that. We are now going into the merits. We are now going to deal with every small part of evidence. Remember, the panel was limited. The impeachment process will not be limited. It can go for many years even, trying to come up with a clear report which demonstrates if there was wrongdoing or there was no wrongdoing. Remember, impeachment is not motion of no confidence. It has got dire consequences on the president. That's why it has to be thorough in its work, and we must make sure that that parliament provides sufficient support for the impeachment process to do its work. We might have won here, but we know the facts we're dealing with. They might use parliament to limit the work of the impeachment process, including the resources. They did that with us in the ad hoc committee. They don't give us forensics, they don't give us experts, they don't give us all types of things that are required when you investigate matters of this nature. So this time around, we want to appeal to the Speaker of Parliament that her conscience must come back, and she must know that this is for the country now. It's not for any individual. And if she wants to go down with Ramaphosa as people who have abused their power to hide corruption, we want the exit evidence of the 20 buffaloes that left this country. We want evidence of the men who came to buy buffaloes when entering the country and leaving the country. We want to see a declaration of those dollars. And you must know that in terms of the loss of the country, the only currency that can be used to transact in South Africa is the rand. Not even in Diamond Walk can you use the dollars. In the Diamond Walk in Sandton City. Now the dollars get to be used in the village if they can be used in Sandton City. And we want to believe that they followed the law. This is bigger than what you have seen here. Behind whoever is going to be sitting in the impeachment process in Parliament, on behalf of the EFF, we are going to assemble a big legal team that is going to give the proper support to whoever will be sitting there. We will put our own resources to make sure that the EFF comes up with real evidence and real questions
to investigate this matter thorough.
Sky News.
Something must be done about the police didn't do their job and the prosecution.
Mr. Malema, Lunga here from the Guardian. What I want to know, would you be lobbying some of those in the ANC to say, look, they must vote to impeach the president? And how long do you actually think this impeachment process would take for the president to be impeached? And lastly, would you look inside maybe somewhere in the ANC, maybe for the deputy president to take over if the president is impeached?
No. You know this judgment. If we had a responsible president, he should be resigning. He should be resigning to prepare himself to come and answer the impeachment process. Remember, even if he resigns, he must still come for impeachment. So you cannot have a president who's preparing an impeachment process this side and then occupying the office of the president at the same time. You cannot serve the two. One is going to suffer. So he should go and concentrate on this impeachment process because it has got serious implications on him as an individual. And if I were him, I should resign with immediate effect to concentrate on this matter. We are not going to lobby anyone in the ANC or in any other party. Let people use their conscience like Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma and say, I am for the constitution, I'm not for an individual. And today, Mama Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma is vindicated, and they should take a lesson from her that these things actually, they should not be factional and political all the time. We should always look at what is in the interest of the country.
I wanted to ask Mr. Malema that after this full inquiry by the impeachment committee, ultimately it will come to a vote.
Yes.
And it is very difficult to impeach a president because it requires two-thirds majority.
Yes.
How confident are you, therefore, that you will be able to remove the president if he doesn't resign, as you say, from office through a two-thirds majority? Because I don't see how ANC members would want to impeach their own president.
Well, my brother, they are going to impeach him because the evidence will be before their eyes. And they will have to choose a crime over the constitution. This is putting ANC again on a test. This is putting GNU on a test. This is putting DA, that claim to be constitutionalist, on a test. Let them choose crime over the constitution. We will choose the constitution. We chose the constitution. Even if we walked alone, it doesn't matter. We've always been on the right side of the law. And this will be written in the books of history that twice this party in less than 13 years has always come to hold the president and the executive and parliament, for that matter, accountable before this constitutional court. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
That is the leader of the Julius Malema, the
Julius Malema just speaking.
I've never spoken to the president. I didn't see any need to speak to the president. We are here to serve the interest of the country, not the interest of the president. So, I've not spoken to him, but if I were to speak to him, I will advise him to resign and go and concentrate on this matter. He should be ashamed that it took the constitutional court to say you cannot just push away a panel, a report that says there is prima facie evidence of wrongdoing, and therefore Parliament must first refer the matter to the impeachment. Once the impeachment process has concluded, even if it's negative on the president, let's say it says the president must be removed, that's where the voting comes in.
Historically, he's been an individual who's always, when it's hot under the collar, who's chosen to walk away. When he was not made SG, when he was not made president, he walked away. When this report was tabled, he contemplated resigning. Araghchi had to mobilize ANC members for him not to resign, to contemplate and thinking of resigning in this moment in time.
This is an opportune moment for him not to listen to any individual. He must listen to what his conscience says and therefore take a decision. They were saying he must not resign because they were concentrating on their factional interest. And therefore, the matters are now beyond the issue of faction. You have to say, look, it looks like this matter is too serious. It first went to the former Chief Justice, who was heading the panel. It now come back again to the Constitutional Court. They are not saying it did anything wrong, but they say there is a prima facie. Can you please subject this to some process, to transparency, so that the people of South Africa can be exposed to the facts? You can take your vote after if you want to take your vote, but let the people know what's happening so that they make an informed decision when the next election comes as to whether they still want to proceed with that criminal or not. But let the matters be open and transparent.
Are you going to be in the impeachment committee?
I'm going to the impeachment committee, you know that.
Mr. Malema, you're live on News from Africa, channel 405. Part of your arguments and something that has come out very strongly is how the ANC has used its majority in parliament to kind of shield the president. And in your papers, you also speak about retired Chief Justice Raymond Zondo and how this has been an indictment for the ANC in the national legislature.
Well, the ANC is exposed, and we've always told you that the ANC abuses its majority. The people, when they give you majority, they don't give you majority to go and defend crime, to go and defend wrongdoing and corruption. They give you majority to pass laws that are going to be in their best interest, not on the interest of an individual. So this again exposes the ANC. The ANC leave Ramaphosa himself. The ANC itself has to take a decision whether it wants to be led by a president with this dark cloud hanging over him, a president who's going to be subjected to very rough and thorough questions in the impeachment process, where more things are going to come out. We said to you, for as long as the EFF is alive, Pala Pala will remain alive.
Thank you very much.
Julius Malema said 3 powerful words in this video. Number 1, he says that as far as the EFF is alive, Pala Pala or Pala Pala will still be alive and will never be in prison. That is number 1. Number 2, that President Ramaphosa should resign and face impeachment process. Number 3, President Ramaphosa should work to show the people the right way in terms of constitution. Not only that you will be doing something that will affect the people, but things that will teach people on the right things concerning constitution. So President Ramaphosa should work according to the constitution of South Africa. That is what Julius Malema is saying. So this is very important points by Julius Malema, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. What do you have to say? Drop it in the comment section. Let's know what you think. For more news and updates like this, subscribe. See you in the next one, and bye.